Howdy, how y'all doing? This is George, the Fearless Rambler. I'm hoping you guys are having a great day. Today we're doing something special. We did a road trip out here to the Golden Spike National Historical Park to see where the last spike or the Golden Spike was placed in the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869. Yes, the Central Pacific and the Union Pacific met here. So come on, let's go do this journey. Come join me. Off we go to the 153rd anniversary celebration, commemorating the completion of the first Transcontinental Railroad. Yes, that's a railroad from the Atlantic to the Pacific. We're going to see two great train locomotives, the Central Pacific Jupiter and the Union Pacific 119. They meet again with half the world behind each of their backs. Heading off to the Golden Spike National Historical Park, you can explore the Transcontinental Railroad backcountry byway. Yes, head off to the Spiral Jetty. Now you know what? I have a video on that. Look above here and go to that link. Well, let's go ahead and do our exploration here. Let's head out of the car and join up with the celebration. Just imagine you're back in 1869, watching the last spike driven to complete the Transcontinental Railroad. One of the greatest technological achievements of the 19th century was the completion of the first transcontinental railroad across the United States. You as a visitor to this park can see the location of the last spike driven. Look at 1869 railroad construction features. Do some great walks or drive on the original railroad grade. The Union Pacific's number 119 was a 440 steam locomotive, and it was fueled by coal. The Central Pacific Railroad's Jupiter was also a 440 steam locomotive, and it was fueled by wood. And now is that defining moment. What we've been anticipating for, the ceremony, the Union Pacific 119 and the Central Pacific number 60, known as the Jupiter. Locomotives now are drawn up face to face on Promontory summit. Here we are at the Golden Spike National Park. We're looking at, in this case, the Jupiter and the 119 coming in from both coasts, and this is where they met and drove the Golden Spike. And it's that place right here where they had a big party, drink some champagne, they basically celebrate the Continental Railroad. Are you having fun?
Yeah, this is fun. This is cool.
Last spike for the railroad. But these here is a gold spike. It's on a railroad tie, different tie.
See, right here, or maybe right here, was the last spike laid in May of 1869. There were 4 spikes that were actually laid. 2 of them were silver, 2 of them were gold. Different organizations actually laid them. Central Pacific laid the actual gold spike, and that's where it's at, right here.
Thank you very much. That's great.
How you doing today?
Good. How y'all doing?
I think I'm alive. And you?
Doing all right. Ready to take that champagne picture?
Well, kinda. They get after me because I pull out my cell phone to do it. That's
Perhaps the most memorable, the last moments of the railroad completion transmitted through the telegraph. The whole nation experienced the strike on the final golden spike live. Upon the final strike, a last telegraph signal was sent. It was very short. A one-word message. Done. It is unknown how many people attended that event in 1869. Some estimates as low as 500 people, to as many as 3,000. Government and railroad officials and track workers were all present to witness that event. And then it was a big party. To drive in the final spike, Leland Stanford lifted a silver spike maul and drove the spike into the tie, completing the line. But the little caveat here, Leland Stanford and David Hughes missed the spike, though that single word "done" was broadcasted anyway. Since this was the 153rd anniversary and the 71st annual great event to celebrate the Golden Spike ceremony back in 1869, they had some booths set up that you can explore and look at and learn some of the history around the area. You could also pick up more information about the area and certainly a map to go on a road trip across this valley. We need to take an afternoon and do one of these road trips. One of these booths had authentic Indian fry bread to buy, or maybe some Indian tacos. So let's go get some of that. I bet it's delicious.
How many do you think you've made for?
I think over 100 fry bread.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you for reminding me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Taco
Sweet
or
one.
just the honey butter? I want one too.
Okay.
With honey butter.
Ooh, I've got napkins. So.
This fry bread is probably some of the lightest and fluffiest I've ever had. Oh my goodness, this is great. Gonna hit the spot. What do you think about the fry bread?
It's really, really good. I like fry bread, but this is really good.
If you're driving by, don't forget to go visit the visitor center. It has many displays that are just enjoyable to read and learn some history.
And we're on the showing for the next presentation of the Golden Spike movie. This 20-minute film details the building of our nation's first transcontinental railroad and its completion here at Promontory Summit on May 10th of 1869.
These displays show you some artifacts in the history of the building of the Transcontinental Railroad from Omaha to Sacramento, a great achievement in United States past.
There you go. Good enough. We got the top here and bottom there.
During the off-season, they do the maintenance of the 2 locomotives at the engine house.
Sounds like engines to me.
If they're not doing the reenactment the day that you show up, ask one of the park rangers if you can go visit the engine house. They gave us instructions and permission to drive out there. We were pleasantly surprised to see some guides that are dressed up in some Victorian or vintage costumes. They explain how the engine house worked and how they do the maintenance. They also volunteer to take some pictures of us standing in front of the trains. As you come out here, we have a large coal pile here, and the 119 took coal, came from Omaha, plenty of coal. Down the road over here, you'll see a bunch of wood, and the wood, of course, the Jupiter used wood because it came from Sacramento, and what we understand, there was a lot of wood in Sacramento. So, and if you're interested in coal, well, you can be a bad boy or bad girl there in the Christmas time. Santa will come over here, pick a handful up for you, and some person is going to get this large piece of coal for Christmas. So let's go have some fun. Off to the Spiral Jetty, and we'll have a little road trip here. What a road trip this has been, to see the great initiative of the American will, to celebrate May 10th, 1869, when the nation's transportations joined as one, to see the hard work and accomplishments of the Irish and the Chinese immigrants achieving the impossible dream. History is important to study, not to destroy or change. We can learn how great we can be by the accomplishments of the past. So visit an historical site and share your tale with us. Thank you for being part of this traveling community. Do me a favor and comment below, and give us a thumbs up, well, if you enjoyed this adventure. Subscribe so the content can reach out to others, and hit that notification bell so that you may be forewarned of my travels. This is George, the Fearless Rambler, celebrating the day, signing off.